Download the BCSN Plus app today. Visit bcsnnation.com for details.
Well, this week is MAC baseball tournament time. Pete Seymour, you've been following the MAC baseball through the Rocket Radio Network all season long. Starts on Wednesday, and keep in mind, 6 teams make the MAC tournament. It's a double elimination tournament in Avon.
Absolutely, and one thing we learned from Western Michigan last year, Mark, was that you get hot at the right time, you have the pitching staff, really anything can happen, and I see a lot of that same situations playing out this year come Wednesday.
Speaking of getting hot at the right time, I think that is exactly how you describe the Toledo Rockets right now. Huge weekend with the Bats against Central Michigan as they got the sweep, close to 50 runs in 3 games. They're a red-hot team. What have they been doing the last couple of weeks to win baseball games? Yeah,
just unheard of. I mean, a lot of people ask me, hey, what'd you see this weekend? It's something, you don't see too much in baseball ever, an offensive output like that. 13 home runs, just tearing the cover off the ball. And, Mark, the difference is, and you have to start back at the beginning of the season. You asked Coach Rob Reinstedel, he said, you know what? Pitching, defense, that's going to be our MO this year. The offense is going to come around, but we're not going to have the big boppers, the Chris Myers, some of the guys that we had in the past to get those runs with one swing of the bat. So in my mind, yes, the weather got a little bit warmer, but we also have to remember that this was a Toledo team that had 3 new assistant coaches coming into this year, and I think that might be overlooked just a little bit. It was a new system. Guys' swings just had to get up to the speed of the new coaching staff. Weather did get warmer, but for example, Caleb Herbert, a guy that led the Rockets with an average over 300 last year, was hitting below the Mendoza line. He's raised his average almost 100 points, and coming into this weekend, didn't have a homer on the season. Homered in every single game. And another guy, Luke Lito, guy who spent time at Kansas, guy who spent time at LSU, comes to the Rockets, really slow start to the year, had his first 2 home runs in 1 game against Cincinnati. He's raised his batting average by almost 40 points over the last month. So I think they're just hitting the right stride at the right time. And this is a team that they've won their last 5 MAC series. You can't get much hotter than what the Rockets are playing right now.
One of those series victories were against the Bowling Green Falcons. Now, Toledo is the 5 seed. BG is the 4 seed. Second straight year, the Falcons have won 33 or more games. We're looking to add to it this week. The regular season matchup, BG took 1, UT took 2. But this Falcon team that under Coach Halleck has really gotten this program back to where it should be.
Absolutely, and we'll start with the game 1 there. And Jacob Turner for Bowling Green, we have to start with that pitching matchup because Jacob Tabor was also really good. And he's been great for the Rockets, not allowing an earned run over his last 2 starts. But for Bowling Green, this is a team we have to remember. They had DJ Newman, who goes down about the middle of the year, preseason All-American guy who can throw for you, a guy who hit over 300 last year for you. This is a team that's been hurt. Yes, they took game 1 from Toledo in pretty easy fashion. I mean, cruised to an 8-1 victory. Toledo got the 2 on Saturday, but what Bowling Green did was get Jacob Tabor out of the game early. And again, the last earned runs Jacob Tabor has against him are against Bowling Green. So when you look at this pitching matchup, it starts there, and Tabor works, he's not going to overpower you. But he's a guy who throws a sinker, a really good slider, and a really good changeup. And you look at your scorecard when you're done with the game, Mark, a lot of 6-3, a lot of 4-3 putouts. But if the Bowling Green offense, who's been top 5 in the Mid-American Conference, if not 2 in the Mid-American Conference all season long, if they can get to Tabor early and disrupt this rotation of Toledo, I think that's their key to success come Wednesday. First time in 12 years that Toledo and Bowling Green will play each other in the MAC baseball tournament. You mentioned Wednesday, 6 p.m. The first game on Wednesday will be the 6-3 matchup with Eastern Michigan taking on Ball State. Your number 1 seed is Miami. Kent State is a 2 seed. Now, they shared the regular season co-championship, but Miami is the 1 seed, and that is important in this tournament. Very much so, and especially going back to pitching staffs. I mean, that's a Miami pitching staff that's really deep. But the top 4 teams, if you go back to the beginning of the year, the coaches almost got it spot on when they came out with their coaches poll. The top 4 teams, though, and include Toledo with how they're playing right now, Miami, it's a very good team. Ball State, really good team. Kent State, the top offensive team in the country, or in the conference for this season, and they are just hitting the cover off the ball. Now, Bowling Green, again, going back to the Falcons, they have been a little bit hurt, but now they're starting to get healthy. Birchmeyer's back. They get Seidel back as well. Some of these guys that they didn't have for a few weeks in the middle of the season during some key MAC games, they're getting healthy at the right time. Now, one thing that stuck out to me, I was able to talk to a few of the Bowling Green players after the first game of the Battle of I-75, and I just asked them, hey, what's it been like with some of your key guys going down? And they It really stuck with me, Mark, because they said, you know what, we're playing something bigger than ourselves right now. It's the next man up mentality, but we are playing for something bigger than ourselves. And if all of us chip in a little bit more, we're going to be able to pick up the contribution from some of those guys we lost. So yeah, there's a lot of talent in the Mid-American Conference. Again, Western Michigan last year showed that with their pitching and their defense. Heck, a guy on that staff is with the Colorado Rockies organization right now, but it comes down to who's hitting the ball at the right time, who's pitching the ball at the right time. And it's going to be a really fun tournament this year because I think this is a year where you truly don't know who's going to take the trophy home come Saturday or Sunday.
Right, and keep in mind that after the first 2 games on Wednesday, they'll more or less reseed the bracket. So Miami will get the lowest seed. If it's Eastern Michigan, the 6th seed, that's who Miami's going to get. Or it could be Toledo or Bowling Green. It all depends on how those games play out on Wednesday. And whoever loses Toledo Bowling Green, they got to turn right around, be back out there Thursday morning at 10 a.m. in an elimination game. So just keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of changing pieces, a lot of moving pieces in that MAC tournament, but it all begins on Wednesday. Battle of I-75 being played right off of I-90.